In New Jersey, zucchini is an abundant crop and it grows like crazy every summer. So I love creating zucchini recipes this time of the year. And this absolutely gorgeous zucchini lasagna has become a new family favorite. It has all of the cozy, comforting flavor and texture of a classic Italian lasagna, but by making a few simple swaps, like using long strips of zucchini in place of pasta, a low-fat cottage cheese, and lean ground beef, not only is this a lighter lasagna recipe, but it's also low-carb, gluten-free, and high in protein. Plus, I'm gonna share 3 very important tips to ensure that your zucchini lasagna is not watery. Now, before we prep the zucchini, which really is the bulk of the work for this recipe, I like to just transfer my cottage cheese. So I've got 24 ounces of a low-fat cottage cheese into a fine mesh strainer. And then you can set that over a spouted cup like I have or a bowl. And I just set it aside and let any excess moisture from the cottage cheese drip down. This is going to help to keep a nice hearty texture in our lasagna that's going to really hold its structure. Now for your zucchini, you're going to want 3 to 4 medium to large zucchini like I have here. Now zucchini is primarily made up of water. And so what I have found is that by keeping the zucchini strips on the thinner side, you end up with a less watery end result. Okay, so again, remember, we're looking for all of the tips to create a non-watery, nice and hearty lasagna, and this is definitely one of them. So I like to cut my zucchini strips into about 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick, and I highly suggest that you do this on a mandolin. Okay, so what I like to do is I trim each side of the zucchini off, and then I slice the zucchini in half lengthwise. This way we have a nice flat surface to work with. Then I'm going to place the zucchini on top of my mandolin, use this guard, and then you just gently slide down and you get these beautiful long slices of zucchini, and you can see just about how thick I like them right here. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to do this and you're just going to repeat working through all of your zucchini. Now it's very important to keep in mind that mandolins are very, very sharp. So you want to be careful when you're using them. This is why I always use the guard that comes with the mandolin whenever I'm slicing anything. Some people also like to wear like a safety glove. That's another great option, but you definitely want to be careful. Now, if you don't have a mandolin, you can make this recipe by using a vegetable peeler to cut your strips, or you can just freehand it and cut the zucchini slices with a knife. I am going to tell you that I have tested both of these options. It is very doable, but it is most definitely a labor of love. So I personally recommend, if you can, use a mandolin. And if you don't have one, I will be sure to link to the one that I am using down in the description box below. In a perfect world, you're going to end up somewhere in the range of about 35 slices of zucchini. Once you've got them all sliced, you're going to move into phase 2 of avoiding a watery zucchini lasagna, and that is you want to salt and blot your zucchini. So what I do is I grab a rimmed baking sheet. You're going to need a couple of them, and or you're going to need to work in batches. Line it with some paper towel, then lay the zucchini strips out in a single layer and sprinkle the top with a little bit of sea salt. Okay, once this sits for about 15 minutes, you're going to notice that water starts to bead to the top of the zucchini. That's the moisture being pulled out of the zucchini. So then from here, I just grab a paper towel and blot the top of the zucchinis to absorb that excess moisture. And you'll just repeat that until you've worked through all your zucchini. Which brings us to the third step to ensure that you do not have a watery zucchini lasagna, and that is we are going to quickly roast these zucchini slices, and that's going to really get them to the perfect texture. So what I do here is I just lay some parchment paper on a rimmed baking sheet. I lay out the zucchini slices. I don't season them with anything. I do nothing to them. And then I just pop them into a 425-degree Fahrenheit oven for 10 minutes. And I usually do 2 trays at a time. You're gonna see when they're done, they look just perfect. All of that excess moisture is gone. They've got a beautiful shape and they are ready to stand in as a zucchini noodle. So the next thing I do is I make the meat sauce, which is super quick and easy to do. I've got a nice large nonstick skillet heating over a medium-low heat. I'm gonna add just a teaspoon of olive oil into the pan, and then I'm gonna add in a half of a chopped onion or a whole onion if it's a small onion, okay? So get that into your pan along with some fresh chopped garlic. You're gonna want 5 to 6 cloves of chopped garlic, because this is really going to create a lot of flavor for this recipe. Give it a little pinch of salt, move it around the pan. I let it go for about 4 minutes or so. The intention here is just to sweat these veggies a little bit. So we don't want them to brown. We want them to lose that raw edge and to start to become translucent, like you can see right here. Then from here, I'm gonna add in 1 pound of 93.7 lean ground beef, along with some salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. And then I'm just gonna break the meat up, working the onions and the garlic into the meat. So you wanna have nice little crumbles, and we're gonna let that brown and cook through. Which, by the way, if delicious, high quality meat plus convenience is important to you, then you may want to know about ButcherBox. This is a company I have been using for years. They deliver 100% grass-fed and finished ground beef, free-range organic chicken, crate-free raised pork, and wild-caught seafood right to your door. Not only is it convenient, but it is a great value. Plus, they are very flexible. You can pick what you want to add to your box. You can decide how often you want it delivered to your house. It's just a service that I've been using for years because I love the ease and convenience of it, and we really like their products. So if that's something that is of interest to you and you want to check out, I will leave a link for you down in the description box below. They do offer all new customers 2 pounds of free ground beef and a 10-ounce pack of bacon in every box for a full year. So again, that link is down in the description box below, should you care to check it out. So once you've got the meat all broken down, it is cooked through, it's nice and lightly browned, the onions and the garlic are mixed in. I just push it aside a little. I add a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste to the pan, and then I get that really well incorporated. This just adds like a depth of flavor that I like to pair with the marinara sauce. So once I've got that mixed in, I'm also pouring in 32 ounces of marinara sauce. You can use a homemade marinara sauce, or you can use your favorite store-bought marinara sauce. They will both get the job done. And then I just get this all well incorporated, bring it to a medium-low heat, and let it simmer for about 10 minutes or so while I get the cheese mixture ready to go. So in a nice big bowl, I'm gonna start by cracking 2 whole eggs. I'll just whisk those together. And then to that, I'm going to add the cottage cheese that has been draining. And you can see a decent amount of liquid has come off of the cottage cheese. So while this step is not necessarily, it is a nice little option if you have the time, because all of that excess liquid is liquid that would have ended up in the lasagna. So in goes the cottage cheese, and then I also have 4 ounces of shredded mozzarella cheese. This is a part skim mozzarella cheese, and then 2 ounces of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. We'll get that in there as well. Then I'm just gonna get this really well combined. Just work it together until you can see that it's all mixed in. So we've got our zucchini, we've got our meat sauce, we've got our cheese mixture. We are ready to do the fun part, which is to assemble the lasagna. Now, I like to make the lasagna in a 9 by 13 inch ceramic pan, so a nice big beautiful dish. And the first thing I do is I just take a cup of that meat sauce, and you're going to use that as the bottom layer to the lasagna. This is going to also help to prevent anything from sticking to the bottom of the pan, so gently spread that out. I also at this point like to scoop out 1 more cup of that meat sauce and put it aside, because that is going to be for our top layer. So you just put that aside so you don't forget about it. Then I'm gonna lay out the zucchini. Now what I like to do is I just lay the zucchini out flat, and then I slightly overlap each zucchini onto the one laying next to it. This just ensures that there's no gaps between each slice, and that you have a nice hearty layer of zucchini at the base of the lasagna. Next, I take 1/2 of that cheese mixture that we just made, and you're gonna dollop that on top of the zucchini, and then just very carefully begin to spread it out. You just wanna have a nice even layer over the top. And then you've guessed it, we're gonna add a layer of meat sauce. So you're gonna take half of what's left of the remaining meat sauce and dollop that on top of the cheese layer, and then we're going to spread that out as well. I find this to be very meditative. It's like very relaxing, it's very satisfying. And then from here, we're just going to repeat. So we've got another layer of zucchini, the remaining half of that cheese mixture, and then the rest of the meat sauce. And then we're gonna do one last layer of zucchini right over the top. And then remember that 1 cup of meat sauce that we were saving? This is where that comes in, okay? So you're just gonna take that meat sauce and just gently dollop it and then spread it on top of the zucchini. And then I have a couple more ounces of the shredded mozzarella that goes right over the top. And then you're gonna finish that with 1 to 2 ounces of the freshly grated Parmesan cheese, depending on how cheesy you like your lasagna. Now from here, it is ready to bake. So what I like to do is you want to carefully lay some foil over the top. You want to kind of tent it up a bit. You really are trying to avoid having it lay directly on top of the cheese. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll spray the foil with a little bit of cooking spray just to help it easily release. And then I try to make sure that it's not super tight on top of the dish. Then this is going into a 375-degree Fahrenheit oven for 30 minutes. Now, if you wanted to, you could assemble this entire dish, keep it covered, and pop it in the fridge for a day or so until you're ready to bake it off. Just make sure that before you put it in the oven, that you let it sit at room temperature for an hour or so it's not going from super, super cold right into the oven. You want it to come down to room temperature a bit. After 30 minutes, you're going to take the lasagna out, gently remove the foil from the top. Oops. And you can see that a little bit of cheese stuck to my foil, but that's totally fine. I'm just gonna pull that off. It's really not a big deal. And then this is gonna go back in the oven for another 15 minutes or so, or until the top has a beautiful, lightly golden brown color and it is bubbling around the edges. This is so beautiful. I wish you could smell my kitchen right now. Oh my gosh. Now, it is very important that once the lasagna comes out of the oven, that you allow it to sit for a good 20 minutes before you try to slice into it. If you try to cut it when it's too hot, it's just not gonna set up. It needs a little bit of time to cool down a bit. Now, you don't need to let it get cold, but you just don't want it to be boiling, piping hot. And then once I am ready to cut into it, I just like to cut it into nice, big, fat squares just like this. And you're gonna see that it comes out so easily. It's so beautiful. It is such a classic, and it's so interesting because it kind of captures hearty and light all at the same time. And if you have it, you could top it with a little bit of fresh parsley or a little bit of fresh basil, and you will be very happy to know that this lasagna also makes a fantastic leftover. It's a great make-ahead meal. I would almost argue that it's even better the second day than it is the first day. You would just cover it and pop it in the refrigerator, and it would easily reheat either in the oven or in the microwave. That is so delicious. If you have an abundance of zucchini in your area, this is an absolute must make. And of course, now I'm curious, do you grow your own zucchini, and or what do you love to make with zucchini this time of the year? Come on down to the comment section below and let me know. And if you're looking for more zucchini recipes to give a try, I highly, highly recommend you try this recipe next. Cheers!